The Tie and Hoodie Show is sponsored by ICCLending.com. For real estate service, please go to ICCLending.com.
3, 2, 1.
Every human came to earth with a gift, and they must discover that gift and refine that gift for them to be fulfilled.
The prerequisite for spending time with any person is that they nourish and inspire you. They feed your flame.
Yo, hey man, how you work this radio?
You're now listening to the Tie and Hoodie Show.
Keep it locked.
Owning a home and paying it off is one of the data points of an everyday millionaire.
Home sales across the U.S. are on the rise as buyers take advantage of record low mortgage rates.
Good morning, morning, morning. Now let's get back to the Tie and Hoodie Show.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. TieandHoodieShow.com. That's how I want to start the show off today. TieandHoodieShow.com. All sponsored by ICC Lending. It's the one-stop shop for all your home loans. I'm your host, Trevon Smith, also known as Trey, and I'm with my main guy right now, Andrew Jesse Koba. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Trevon. Good morning. Good morning, all of our listeners. Good morning, world. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everybody. So glad to, be on the show again with you today, another day.
It's always, I always say it's a blessing because it really is, man, to have the listeners that we have and the ability to send the messages out that we try to send out and the people we help. It fulfills something inside, and I enjoy doing it every Sunday morning with you, and it's just a pleasure.
Well, it's a pleasure, man. It's early. Sorry because we're still trying to finish up this whole COVID thing, so we have to still continue doing Zoom.
Look,
right?
I don't think you got to apologize no more. It's been a year.
But I miss you, though.
I enjoy popping up on you and the kids popping up in the room.
I know, I miss you. I miss being next to you, so we can have that energy, real energy going. But
energy is different over Zoom. But I think this is the way, though. Unfortunately, the world's going. Like we talk about the brick and mortar thing it's pretty much out the door now. I just seen a report that most people won't even be returning back to work. Like 30% of Americans are still work from home even after this is over. It's crazy.
We found other ways to be resilient and doing stuff and keep, things going on. But there's nothing like being next to somebody.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Having that one-on-one, and pandemic has taken a beating. I'm just giving everybody a beating. But thank God we're healthy. And we're taking it one day at a time.
We're definitely part of the fortunate group just by us being here and having the ability to be here, and that's something we'll be talking about today. We'll be referencing a little bit about the pandemic today because we'll be getting personal today. We'll be talking
getting personal, yeah. We're getting personal.
Tie and Hoodie Show behind the scenes right here, live. Here on E25 Day. If you guys haven't checked us out on our YouTube page, go subscribe, man. We're always putting up new content. We always have special guests. We have funny guests. We have radio guests. We have
serious guests. Real estate guests.
We have a whole bunch, but I'm gonna tell you what, it's a whole bunch of information and a whole bunch of positivity.
Yeah, it is. This is, we're growing. We've done over 25 shows, and we still have a long way to go. But today, I want to get personal, and you want to get personal, and because why we want to get personal today, because the pandemic has really given everybody a beating.
The pandemic, it hasn't knocked me out, but it's shown me how to maintain the 12-round fight.
Oh yeah,
it's shown me some things that I didn't know about myself, that I didn't know I had in me, and it's allowing me to become a better person. So that's something we want to talk about with our listeners today.
Yeah, we want to talk about that. And for me personally, with my wife and kids, everybody getting locked up in the home. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't touch this person, you can't go here, you can't do this. Having to deal with them kids at home and hey, I have to work, and they're yelling and doing all these Zoom things. You know, you have to, I've yelled at my kids so much more than I normally will because, hey, keep it down. Hey, quiet there. Hey, keep it down. You know, this pandemic has just brought all kinds of experiences. But in all of this, we still have to look at the bright side. Number one, we're alive. You know, for those of us who are alive, I mean, some people have paid the dear price of death, but we're alive. You know, we've lost people that we love and we know, but we're alive and we're well and we're not in the hospital. So that's something to be really, really, really grateful.
Yeah, we're definitely thankful. I want to go back when you said you're telling the kids to be quiet. So I was on the phone. I have to say this. When I was on the phone with the bank the other day, and the lady was like, "Can you hear me?" I was like, "Well, actually, I didn't hear nothing you said because the dog was barking the whole time." So, you know, she was like, "Oh, I apologize. I'm working from home." But her dog was like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," just the whole time. I didn't hear 3 minutes. I didn't hear nothing. I was like, man, the world has really changed because back in the day, pre-COVID, they used to be called unprofessional. But back in the day, we kind of understand. But hey, I'm excited about today's show. ICClending.com, tieandhoodieshow.com represents it all. Hey, we're here to help you, the K-Day listeners, the YouTube subscribers, the people watching this video, the people that's checking in for about 5 minutes and get caught for the rest of the show. We're here for you today because we're going to change somebody's life like we did last week with Anthony in the Win. So what's going on for today, Andrew?
I mean, today we just want to tell people because this is post-COVID.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to alarm anybody, but this is real. The real thing about it is you need to get into real estate. We talked about it last week, and we're going to continue piggyback on that this week. Yep. You need, if you've been renting and you're sick and tired of paying rent, right? Or if you own a home and you're thinking maybe it's time to buy a home, I'm telling you, this is the perfect time. It's almost like, I don't like using that word perfect storm. People say, oh, when's the right time to become a homeowner? Do you think the housing market's going to fall? No. It's not going to fall. So this is the time to get in, jump in, and become a homeowner or buy your second home or third home or fourth home like we are trying to do.
There's a group of people that are listening right now that I used to be. And it doesn't matter what you tell them as far as real estate or whatnot, because they're so caught up with the everyday life that they can't progress because they're trying not to regress. So and the reason why that I agree with you right now, it's the perfect time, is because you're about to get a stimulus check because we just are within the next week or two or whatnot, because the stimulus bill just passed. Some people have already got their taxes and some people haven't got their taxes, but they're coming. And most of the time, from what I know, the people who get taxes are the lower income people most of the time.
Yeah, so, people who get money back from filing their taxes. Exactly. Let's put it that way. Yeah, people who get money back.
Just a short story. I heard a guy say he was made all this money, but then I heard him and 30 minutes later say he was getting taxes back. So me knowing what I know, I'm like, well, you're not making that much money if you're getting taxes back. But anyway, I just had to throw that in because I've taken the time to educate myself, but it's been a long road. But I'm just letting the K-Day listeners know I used to be you. I still am you, but I used to be you like to the T and to the I dotted, to where I didn't know what I was going to do with my life besides go to work. So the reason why I agree with Andrew right now about the perfect timing is because we just talked about the stimulus. We just talked about the tax. That was my jump start. So
yeah, I remember.
So with my jump start, and I want to share, my information with the people, and I'll share my phone number with you guys later. If you want to talk, if you want us to help you, walk you through to what I used to be or what I used to do, then I like I said, I used to be you. So when I got my taxes, I paid off all my debt. It sounds stupid.
Oh yeah.
I paid off all my debt. I paid off all my credit cards. I paid off and it took some whining and dining by Andrew to get me to pay off other stuff.
Well, hold on, whining and dining. Yeah. I almost had to take you to the dentist.
Yeah.
to get you to do stuff. Oh my God, you were difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a stubborn client, and that was the reason why we kind of connected so much. You started as a client, but we connected because I was like, don't you see what I'm trying to help you do?
Yeah. So that's why I said there's a particular group. There's a particular group that I fit in right now that's listening that doesn't get it. And I'm trying to tell them, like, hey, just take the money and pay off all your debt and your world changes. It doesn't change in a week. It doesn't change. This kind of change doesn't happen where you go pay somebody $1,500 and they fix your credit. No, we're talking about a for good to go change. Like, just pay off all your debt and you'll see your world just change. Like, the phone calls will stop. And what's the most important thing is your credit score will start dramatically increasing.
Well, I mean, let's go back and even actually rewind a little bit, because people need to understand that we just made a bold statement. Because why can I make that statement? I'm in the real estate and mortgage business. Yeah. That's what I do for a living. People always ask me all the time, is this the best time to buy a home? Is this the best time to buy a home? Do you think the market's going to crash? No, it's not going to crash. And I'll tell you why it's not going to crash. There's too many people looking for homes right now. Always. There's shortage of homes. Yeah. People, we thought the pandemic was going to crash the economy. Now, inflation has gone up, don't get me wrong, but there's so much more people looking for homes right now, than those who don't want to buy homes, So this is the perfect time to jump in the month of March, April, May. By the time you get to the month of May, there's going to be double the amount of people looking for homes, because that's the busy season. So if you are renting and you're thinking of buying a house, there are programs out there that can help you get into a home with zero money out of your pocket, with zero down payment. But it takes work. Trevon, talk about how much work does this take?
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about to these listeners. I need you guys to really listen. So I paid off all my debt. I didn't really understand the value of renting a home versus owning a home. Yeah. You're, in most cases, K-Day listeners and YouTube subscribers, listen. In most cases, when you buy a home, your rent is less. It's substantially less. I'm talking
especially now, because rates are low, especially now.
If you're paying $2,200 a month and you're tired of paying that $2,200 a month, and the land getting that note on the door on the 5th of every month or the 6th, and he's threatening you. If you purchase a home and you put in the work, your mortgage sometimes will be $1,400, $1,500, if that. I don't even understand if you guys understand this. I'm telling you, because I did it. I bought a house in 2012. And I never thought I would own a house. My mom told me she was proud of me. My family members told me they were proud of me. Nobody never thought that I would buy a house, because it wasn't part of my plan. You have to have the people around you to tell you, hey, it's time for you to take another step in life. And that's what the Tie and Hoodie Show brings. So we're going to get you in a home. We're going to help you switch your mentality. We're going to help you with the baby. Like I always say, baby steps. It's not to degrade anybody, because I know what it took and I needed somebody to walk me through the baby steps.
Well, let's talk about the baby steps, because when I met you, it took a good 2 years for you to become a homeowner from the day we met.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy. I don't want people to kind of just think, oh yeah, I'm going to jump in it and I'm going to get it done right now. There's never a worse time to become a homeowner. There's always going to be a good time, even though in a downturn economy.
Buy a home whenever you can. That's basically the truth.
Exactly.
If somebody says the home market's going to be great, I swear to goodness, if somebody said the home market's going to be the best home market in 7 months, and you could buy a home today, I'm not waiting 7 months. I'm buying it today. I don't have time to wait. I don't. But I'm saying me buying my first home allowed me to think like this, and allowed me to open up my mind to a whole different realm of a different world. So I bought that home, and Andrew helped me. Andrew was my broker. He's right here, ICClending.com. He was my broker. He brokered me a heck of a deal. And I I never was underwater in my home. So I don't know if people understand that. If you're not a homeowner, my home did nothing but appreciate every day.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Every day it appreciated. Every day it appreciated. And it put me, and I sold my home in last year. I made a pretty penny to where this pandemic has not affected me.
A pretty penny, or a pretty penny with 6 zeros behind it, right?
Yeah. I definitely made 6 figures, and it put me in a world to where I never thought I would be. And I'm gonna be honest, the pandemic, because I'm a teacher, so I teach special ed. So my special ed classroom had got shut down because of the pandemic. So I've spent a lot of money. But I haven't taken any trips. I haven't what's called in the urban community. I haven't tricked off any money. I haven't been at the club or nothing like that. It's been all on family stuff. But I know where my limits are, and I'm getting ready to be a part of a second home purchase. We're about to buy a second home because that was something that is mandatory. There's no way I'm going to leave a home and not buy another home. It's just not. It's just part of my DNA now. I'm going to try to at least get 2 homes this year.
I mean, see when you say that, I'm going to try and get 2 homes this year. I remember when I was telling you that 6-7 years ago, I'm going to try and get a home every year. You're like, bro, come on.
Yeah. No,
like, come on,
I'm
bro.
trying to get 2. I'm trying to get 2 this year.
I told you I was going to get 1 home a year. You're like, come on, bro. I mean, how do you even get 1 home a year? I'm like, well, I mean, you just have to, first of all, believe it. And then get the education,
I think the education part is necessary, but the first part you just said is believe it. You have to see it and believe it in order to achieve it. You got to see it and believe it. Like, I know I want 2 homes this year, so I'm going to get 2 homes. I'm going to get pretty darn on close. Yeah. So,
and when we started talking about this home thing, I said, okay, well, you worked at KD, then you were at KD. You work in LA. I said, bro, you can't afford any homes in LA. You need to go outside of LA.
You have to.
Well, and you were like, dude, no, I'm not going to do that drive. It's too long. Yeah. I said, listen, think 3 years from now. Here's how much money you're going to have had in your pocket. Yeah. Here's how much money you're going to have saved. Here's how much tax breaks you're going to have. Here's the reason why you need to have a home. And I think we had that argument for a year? I think.
Yeah, it was a long time. I could afford to have that argument because I was fixing my credit. So look, KD listeners, what we're gonna do for you. I'm gonna walk you through the baby steps. If you're trying to get a home, or if you're trying to get a home this year, and it might take a month, it might take 6 months, it might take 8 months, it might take all the way to December or past that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna set up a program for you and help you out. I'm gonna baby step you. And then after you get to the big boy step, we're going to turn you over to Andrew.
Oh, boy, give me a break.
So I want to go ahead and give you guys my number. My number is 909-266-4571. 909-266-4571. Text me. Let me know your name and let's set up a time. I've learned all this from Andrew, so I'm getting halfway good at it. Text me.
Yeah. Text you. Don't call you, right?
Don't call me. Don't call me at
on the radio.
Right after the show, we're gonna eat breakfast. And go back to sleep or whatnot.
Exactly.
But
text you. But let's go back. Let's go back and talk about what it took. Okay. I mean, you came to me and say, hey, what does it take to buy a house? And I told you, you're like, no, man, bro, that's too much.
It is.
I'm like, listen, I'm like, bro, believe me, I can make you a homeowner. And
it's the hardest thing I probably ever did in my life. It's harder. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was harder than going to college and graduating from college. In 60 days, it's hard, but it's worth it.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's hard because the thing that I remember the most is when I was trying to help you fix your credit. You're like, well, I paid this guy to fix my credit and nothing happened. What are you gonna do different? I said, well, here's what we should do. Pay off this account. You're like, no, that's a cable account. It's $200. I'm not paying. I'm like, dude, you're about to get a house. You need to pay off $200. You're like, no, I'm not paying. That's it. I'm not paying. And I'm like, how can $200 stand in your way of getting thousands of dollars?
Because I was a KD listener.
Oh boy!
I was a KD. Look, I was a KD listener. I know who's listening right now. I know how they think. I used to think like that. We have to change our mentality.
Yes.
We have to change. This whole show is about personal growth. We have to change the way we think. We have to invest in ourselves. And then sometimes in investing in ourselves, we got to clean up our past. Your credit is your past. You have to clean it up because your world will change after you become a homeowner. I don't know how to express this to you guys. There's nobody knocking at your door on the 5th. You know, you
asking for rent, right?
Yeah. I mean, not for rent. Not for rent. There's nobody definitely knocking on your door at the 5th, and it lightens up your load on your shoulders. The world is already heavy enough for you. I'm telling you, you can become. Half these people listening right now don't even know they are homeowners. They just haven't made those steps.
Well, guess what? Guess what you just said, right? I'm going to piggyback on that. Everybody is capable of becoming a homeowner. It could take a month or it could take 2 years.
Yeah.
You just need, I mean, if you were starting from ground zero, I could coach you. Travon and I will coach you and say, okay, this is going to take 2 years, but here's what you need to do every day for the next 2 years, or for the next 6 months, or for the next month. Here's what you need to do to become a homeowner. And after you become a homeowner, here's what you need to do to start thinking about the second one. Because you remember when we closed on your house, I said, okay, so bro, here's what you're going to need to do to get a second home. You're like, seriously, bro, I just got a home. I mean, give me a break. I'm like, well, you can't just sit on it. Start thinking ahead.
Start thinking ahead. And that's, and this is one of the reasons why I enjoy getting up each and every morning on TimeHoodieShow.com at 6:30 in the morning, is because you need people in your life to apply pressure to you. You're sitting at home with your loved one and they love you, and your auntie loves you, and your grandmother loves you, your kids love you, but nobody's applying pressure to you. This is what we're here for each and every Sunday. We're here to apply pressure. We're here to demand better from you. You deserve more.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Whoever is listening right now thinking, I'm going to work, I'm coming from work, I'm getting ready to go to church, or I'm just up in the morning and I'm listening out of nowhere. You see, this is for you. It's not about where you are right now. It's absolutely not about where you are. It's not about where you're coming from. It's absolutely about where you want to go to. And I think it's, Travon, I was in that same position where I slept in my car for a month. Can you believe how degrading that was to me? That I was, some people were thinking, well, at least you had a car. Yeah, but where I grew up, that's unheard of, that I don't have a job. I couldn't afford anything. And I was, sneaking into bathrooms in 24-hour fitness to take a shower, every day, and sleeping in my car. It was depressing to the core. But I was lucky. Let me tell you this. I was lucky that I was able to encourage myself. Most people can't do that themselves. I encouraged myself and I said, no, you are better than this. You can do more than this. You should do better. Go back and study. And it took a while, but now here we are giving the same news to other people saying, we are homeowners. We plan to buy a minimum of one home a year, a minimum. Yeah. I don't want 1 year to go by where I haven't been part of a transaction for myself, for my family. Every year we should buy a home. I don't care if it's a $50,000 house in Tennessee or if it's a $500,000 house somewhere. I want to be part of a transaction every year. So
it's part of the personal growth and mentality we're trying to teach.
Yeah. And you know what? Guess what, listeners? Just like you, I had a million excuses. Okay? My divorce was the problem. My bankruptcy was the problem. Oh, I had a DUI was the problem. Oh, guess what? I'm Black and underprivileged was the problem. I'm a minority. Oh, you know what my major concern, my major excuse was? Oh, I'm a Nigerian and I have an accent. I use that all the time. Oh, because people can't hear what I'm saying. Well, not anymore. I had to get over all my excuses and say, me too can become a homeowner. I'm not going to go start and try to own $1 million home. No, I want to start small. I want to start small, start manageable, and then grow and then grow and then grow.
And going into that example, everything that I just told this, I forgot who I was talking to. Before I became a teacher, I had applied to literally 42 jobs because I wrote them down. 42 jobs, but the 43rd hired me. Yeah. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have got to 46 or whatnot and nobody would have, but it right before you quit, everything always happens. And then I was like I spent a year cleaning up my credit because I had a lot more damage than most people. So when I say it was hard, KD listeners, it was just hard for me because of my particular background. I had dug a hole so deep that I had to dig my way out of it. So that's something if you need to talk about, I can help you out and talk to you about specifically in order to get you ready. But I had dug that hole so deep that it took me so long to get out of it. But right before I was about to quit buying a house, I got the house. Yep. And then this year happened, to be personal with you guys. Like I said, I was teaching and the classroom got closed. So me and Andrew, you got together, and just from interviewing people, I got inspired by other people becoming entrepreneurs. I started a photograph company, photography and video company. Now I got people booked like 3 or 4 people a weekend. And then I started doing webinars. I did my first webinars last week. And then I had over 35 people, enter. And it's just amazing when you change your thought process and you see, like, some people focus on problems, or you can focus on success, positivity. I want to say positivity. Yeah. I focus on positivity. So there's nothing that I don't think that I can do right now that won't turn positive. Of course, there's lumps and bumps, but that's just not what I see. I'm not going to fail right now.
Well, let me because we don't have we can talk all day.
Yeah, right? We can talk all day. And I apologize. We only got a couple more minutes.
Well, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
I need people to hear this out loud. I am originally from Nigeria.
Yeah.
America is the country. I don't care where you are in America. I don't care where you live.
It's the dream.
If you are an American, you should know this about the rest of the world. Everybody wants to come here. Everybody wants an opportunity to come to America and have a better life. Take it from me. Take it from any immigrant. I'm a US citizen now, but our dream is to come to America because we believe once we get here, we're going to put our foot down and work our ass out and work it off, and we're going to be successful. So if you're here and you are growing up in a project, or you are in the hood, or in a bad situation, believe me, America has opportunity for everybody. Nobody can completely suppress you down. You can move. You can move. Move. Go somewhere else. Go to another state. That's what it takes. If your community or your environment is not allowing you to succeed right now, move. I mean, you're not a tree, according to Jim Rohn. You're not a tree. Move.
Yeah.
Somewhere else, start over, start from scratch. And I believe me, you can do this. If I can, all the way from Nigeria, come here, and I'm on the radio, you can do this.
Yeah. And I know people are going to think this is silly before we get out of here. But I read a couple, one of the quotes was, it said, you can stop everything you're doing right now and become a doctor in America.
Oh, yeah, in America.
You can stop everything you're doing. It might take you 15 years.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to be, you can stop everything you're doing. If you got 3 kids, because those kids are going to live and be fed no matter what you think. We always say, I don't know what I'll do if I leave my job. Somehow, some way, look, when it comes to Christmas time, not to get into any holiday talk, how is it that everybody still has time and money for gifts? Everybody's so broke.
It's America.
But you find a way to get gifts.
It's
so
America.
What I'm saying is, you can stop what you're doing right now. You can walk out your job right now, and I'm not advising anybody to do that without a game plan or a goal or talking to some kind of financial advisor or whatnot. And we don't condone any of that. But what I'm saying is, you can leave your job right now. And there's still going to be a way for you to eat dinner tonight. There's still going to be a way for you to get a good sleep. It's just the way the world works. You have to step out on faith. And that's what we're here about. The Tie and Hoodie Show, personal growth. anything we could do to help you guys. We're not trying to sell anything to you guys. We're trying to get you in a home, but it's going to take your own hard work. And that's why it's not a quick sale. You have to do it on your own. You have to do it. We can't do anything for you, but tell you to change your mentality and change your thought process. Like I said, I used to be UK Day listeners. You're getting your stimulus check. You're getting your taxes. You can't go to Jamaica, or you can't go to the club and party it off. So what?
You can, but Trevon, give them your number before we run out of time. Yeah, I mean, I know.
Look, text me 909-266-4571, 909-266-4571. I'll walk you through the baby steps, and I'll say, hey, I used to be in this situation. It's probably going to take you about 12 months to get a home. Hey, this looks good. You might want to talk to Andrew. So I'm going to vet you out first before we give you to Andrew, because Andrew already got enough on his plate right now. So, but we're going to help you get to where you need to be. Ty and Hoodie Show every Sunday morning, 6:30 to 7 a.m. tyandhoodieshow.com.
Give them your number one more time. I know it's
909-266-4571. 909-266-4571. Text me. We're going to help somebody today that's going to call. We're going to help put you in a home because you did it yourself. Not because we're going to put you in a home. You did it yourself. And we don't know if it's going to take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 12 months, but we're going to help somebody get in the home. And I'm telling you, it's going to change your world. Andrew, it's always great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
I enjoyed this morning. You know, I felt like we delivered, you know, the sermon on Sunday sermon.
Oh yeah, it's a get your home seminar on Sunday morning.
Well, I'll see you guys next week. Andrew, I'll see you later, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, do you have valuable information that can help your community?
Okay.
And you'd like to be a guest? Hit us on our social media.
Do it now.
The Ty and Hoodie Show is sponsored by ICCLending.com. For real estate service, please go to ICCLending.com.